Okay. Today I'm going to install, it's the Smart Connect, if I remember. It goes in, it'll go in here. It'll tie into the service advisor. I'll have to pull this cover out. I believe it mounts right to this bracket. I'm just installing it so I have the Bluetooth connection so I can read the hours and keep my equipment app up to date. I thought about getting the JD Link, but I looked and it's not installed on this tractor, even though it's a 2024. So I looked at the directions already. It basically says to pull the cover, which I did. Pull these screws. There's another one there. So, and pull this cover off. And like I said, I believe it ties into this bracket. It'll tie into the service advisor harness, and it'll lay in here somewhere. So let me get on that and we'll see what we get. So when you order the kit for the SmartLink, this is a 5075E. There's the part number. It comes with the harness, which we'll put in here. Comes with 3 zip ties and the module. So, and then it comes with a book. And there's not much to it. It just says basically to pull the, here's a picture of what you get. Here's where it's going to lay, which is the left side of the tractor where the fuse panel is. So you pull this cover off. There was 4 screws. Pull that off. If you have the buddy seat or the instruction seat, even with the window open, it's kind of tight, so you just have to pry it a little. I may have to pull the fuse panel up. I'm not exactly sure just yet, but it doesn't say anything about that. Well, it may. So hold on. Pull those screws, we got them, and then it says pull the, so we pulled the cover, we pulled 4 screws, and it says I got to pull the screws for D, which mine is not in that spot. It's showing the driver's side. It may go down a little further. That's what it might do. So let me look. So if you're looking at it, that's the window, which is right there. And that's looking down on it. So this one's a little different than the diagram, it looks like. So let me figure out how I'm going to do it and we'll get back to it. It does go into a 5M here, which is not the same, but it's closer. It's not exactly the same, but we'll see. It looks like the harness was already installed for that one, but we'll figure out what I got to do. So I'm gonna get on it and see what I can do. All right. Whew. Okay. After looking at this a little more, here's a picture. So the fuse block is bolted here and here, so it looks like it has to come out. But it's showing a bracket here and one here. Well, you can clearly tell this is an older one because that bracket's missing. If you can look in there, there's no bracket to mount the actual box to. It's not even there. I took this off, but it's not even there. Just the mount for the fuse block. So there's nothing that I can bolt it to. So I think it's going to be a custom install, because the only open bolts I have are here and here, into the fender. So I'm not sure if maybe I can pick this one up and use it instead. I'll have to mess around and see. So I don't have a good place to mount you, so I do more exploratory stuff and figure it out. Okay, so this is the side that's going to go here. I don't know if you can see that. It's got cutouts for like a bracket, like screws to hold it. Well, this doesn't. This has a threaded insert that allows it to come up like this and locks in. And it's got a nut that you put on there. So what I'm going to do is, this harness picks up pins J and H, so this one and this one. What I'm going to do is D-pin C and D, pop these filler plugs out, pop out wires C and D, and then I already went inside and popped out. You can see C and D are pulled back and J and H are pulled back, so I already pulled them back, and you can tell this harness is not made for this tractor. So these are the tools. It's a blue and white, and then there's a light blue and white. They're Daniels or Deutz. It's a Deutz connector, so this light blue one is going to be the Deutz connector. The white side is remove, the blue side is install. If you don't have these, you're not going to be able to modify this harness to work in the tractor, because all we're doing is picking up. This harness is basically tying into pins C and D, like I said, over here, and then it's adding pins J and H, which I believe go to the Bluetooth adapter. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if I can get you in the right position. I'll show you how to depin this if I can. You can see green and white, or green and yellow are twisted, so it's basically going into this. So what we'll do is I'll try to get you set up in the right spot and see if I can show you how to depin these. If I can. It might be close. You might Might be a little close, but we'll see. So one pin is bigger, so what is that, D? So it's A, B, C, D. You can't really tell it, but C is smaller than D. So on the bigger one, I'm going to use the dark blue and white, which is going to be the green wire. Like I said, it's going to be close. So just slide this on. It's got a split. And just feed it over. Oh, didn't go. Alright. So then you just slowly push it in. Just kind of turn it a little bit. It'll slide. And then you get it in, you can kind of feel it go over the pin. You can turn it a little bit. And you grab that green wire and pull back. And it should give. And if you look at the front, I don't know if you can see it, but that pin's pulled back now. So you just pull that off. I'm going to leave the wires in. I'm going to pull it back so you can see. There's the part. So the other one, we'll use the light blue. The white side. I tried the dark blue, it wouldn't work on the other side. So you push it in, kind of twist it. You'll feel it go over the connector. Just give it a little pull on the wire. If it doesn't want to go, just kind of twist it a little. Like that one doesn't want to go. You'll feel it and it'll just release. And you look at the other side, it's pushed back. So let's pull that back. You can see that it came back. So those two are ready to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on getting A and B also. I didn't work on the other side yet, but I'm going to get A and B, which are the black and the red, and I'll work on this side also. Let me try that real quick with this. A is the black. It's the center pin. So that unlocked. Red is B. If you've never done these before, I'll show you. The connectors are marked. Alright, so black is A, red is B, green is C, or yellow is C, green is D. And it's going to be hard to see, but on the face of the connector, it says A, B, C, D, and then over here is H and J. So, since I know where they're going, just pull them out one at a time. So there you go, there's that. And what we'll do is, I'll get the other one done. So I got this off so I can reuse it here. So what I'm going to do is pull pins J and H, the filler plugs. On this other harness, sorry, you're out of. I don't know if I can set it there, but this harness, which is the SJ38816 Rev B, you can see I got the green and yellows pulled. So I'm going to work on this one. The red, you can see you go in, kind of twist a little, and then you can pull back. And you'll see that it's pulled back. So we know where the those go. We'll do the black one. If you're not comfortable doing this, I recommend you take it to the dealer and see if they can do it for you. That one just slid right out. So that's out. So these are pinned a certain way. Like I said, one's a small, so C and D. C is yellow, and D is green. So what I'll do is take the new one, which is here, and I'll put black in A, red in B, green in C. Look at it. Yep, green goes to C. And if you want to look, you can, sorry, if you want to look, the pins. So I got this one repinned. This is the one that would go in the bracket, if there was a bracket there. So it's repinned. I put the filler plugs back in. You can see it's all there. And I'm gonna probably just kind of lay it in here, and I don't even know if I'm gonna mount the module just yet until I figure out what's going on. So next step. Okay, so this is the initial hookup. That just connects onto there, so I'm just shoving that down. I got the cap, put it back here, and you see it's just got a lock nut. It's got a key way to line this up so it's in right. You just tighten this down by hand. You know, it doesn't need to be stupid tight, just snug. This can go back on. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove this down, because there is a gap down there. And the two input and output, I'm just going to, or output 1 and output 2, I'm just going to hide down there. They don't get hooked up to anything. And this is the module. So I'll show you. So here's the module. PH85234862. Plug that in, and I think I'm just gonna let it sit there. So the next thing I'm gonna do is turn the key on. If I find it. We're at 62.2 hours on the tractor.
Back to school on Saturday, July.
So let me go into the Tractor Plus, and so let me go ahead and start it. I don't know what I got to do to link it. I'll have to find that. So we'll go, we're at 62.2 hours. I'm trying to find it on my phone. Oh, okay, so on your phone, go into the thing, go to your equipment, and go to edit, add smart connector. Okay, so I found it. So it said key should be in the accessory. I turned it on. So we hit that. Transmission, so we're gonna go 12. So it's a multi entered extent. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so the mid valve is a butcher or botcher, but 24, yep. 12R Smart Connect, which was that, and the serial number 2775. Yep, that works. So we'll just update. Okay, so oh look, it's showing trouble codes. Well, there's nothing there. So let's go trouble codes. Rear PTO, yep, that was the 540E and 540. This one is kind of stiff, so I had to really jam it in and get in and out a few times. So what does that say? So let's click on it. Contact dealer. Warning lamp service indicator. So we're done. So we'll ignore that one. EIC. Communication system message missing, restart. Okay, so that may have been when I was getting the PTO issue. Ignore. That one happened a bunch because I had an issue with the clutch pedal. The bolt for the clutch pedal was loose, and it happened twice. There's Loctite on it, but they backed out. So what would happen is I went to hit the clutch. The tractor didn't know what it was in. It didn't know I pushed the clutch. So it basically went to neutral and rolled. So that was probably that one. So we'll ignore that one. Speed lever conflict. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. So we'll no active codes. So all right. Trouble codes. So basically this is just now for me, and as you can see it updated to 62.3, which is what we're at now. Fuel level 63.2. Okay, that agrees. So maintenance, I gotta inspect, do the batteries, all that. Live dashboard, let's look at that. Oh look, PTO was off. I'm not gonna kick that on. Oil pressure, fuel temp, ambient air temp, intake air, hydraulic oil. The temperature's supposed to get to 100 or so today. So you can see I'm not driving. Fuel rate, so let's pump that up. So that didn't really change much. So we'll back that down. We'll go back. What else we got? Parts info. It always says that, I don't know why. Compatible implements. Usually it comes up with the web pages and available. Or it's just going to think. So it's not bad. I mean, I can add the pin, but it's already, like it already connected it. So let's go back. Here, that's that one. So I'll add the pin again. Set up, safety, This is basically your manual that's in the back of the seat. So yeah, the trouble codes will help. So like if I had to contact dealer, I could call, email, whatever. Can't even really see all that. So trying to get it where you can see it. So no active codes. It doesn't look like I can clear it. So it's kind of nice though that it has this feature. So maintenance, trouble, smaller than that one. So yellow goes into C, green goes into D. Then take the blue side and run it on the wire and push it in. And when you get it, it should lock. And you see it's in. So do the same thing for the other ones. That one in. You pull the install tool out and it should stay. And they're locked. Give them a little tug and it'll be fine. So I'm going to do the red. In. If you're lost, you can look at the other side too, so you know what colors. Or you can do it one at a time. So then this goes in here. Done. So now all I gotta do is J and H. So J is green, yellow is H. So you can pull those out. So green is J, yellow is H. So again, install. Done. And done. Okay. So I'm gonna do the other side and we'll get it hooked up then. Mowing. That was this work I tracked. What else? Shopping cart. If I want to add parts. Cool. So the trouble code's gone. That'll work. So let me close this up and I'll use it for a while, and maybe I'll add the JD link. This one calls for the Yukon iron. So if I do that, I'll add another video. So yeah, I'll get this in. Maybe I'll do a little video later, maybe mowing, not much, and see how it actually works, and do the live setup and all that. So, all right, let me close this up and get out of here for a little bit.